Good morning, you guys, and happy Thanksgiving. We are back for the Challenge All Stars season 2, episode 3. Yeah, we're gonna get into this. I'm gonna post this today. I won't be mad if you don't watch it immediately. It is Thanksgiving. Spend time with your families. I hope you'll have a good one. But when you do, watch this video, thumbs up, drop a comment, share it, subscribe if you haven't already. That helps me out. But yeah, let's get into this episode. I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be a good one. So far, we've had some great episodes with the All-Stars, of course. But let's jump on into it. All right, so we return home from the elimination, and Nehemiah and Ayanna, they're both back. They're both happy. They both have life shields. So Nehemiah immediately says, like, he's happy about that because he knows that he was a target. And he knows that the people that are close to him are likely to become targets. And with him having that life shield, he'll be able to save them, which is good for him in this game because you want to keep your numbers around as well as keep yourself around. So he's excited about that. Sophia is excited to see the Ayanna's back, considering they have that connection outside of the house. At least, I wouldn't say outside of the house, just previously, because as stated, they haven't seen each other since they last did the show together. So she's excited for Ayanna. She's excited that she's back. Ayanna's happy. She's very confident going into the rest of the season. And then we get Tina and Katie the next day trying to fuck around and give us some good content. Tina saying she just wants to fuck with the guys. She's back. She's still the same person. She still wants to cause some drama and do some stupid shit. So we get Ryan, and Ryan's feeling happy and ready and feel like he's ready to really show why he's there as an all-star. He's excited. I really didn't understand the little prank that Tina had pulled on him, but he had some shorts. He tried to get out the pool, and the shorts kind of like went another way, and then he starts to expose himself. It was a funny little moment. So next we get Jasmine and Jody. They're sitting down having a conversation. Jasmine's excited to see everybody, the people that she hasn't seen in a while, and then meet the people that she's really seen and wanted to be around and wanted to kind of get to know and play with. So that's exciting for her. But Jody was basically saying, like, she thinks people look at her as a threat because she is the first solo winner to ever win the challenge, or at least the first female solo winner. And Jody was like, she wanted to come back because she just wanted to see what she was made of. Like, she wanted to see if she still could do it. But she said she feels like she's not a manipulative person. She's not able to truly divulge into the game, playing that aspect because she's so nice. So that's what I'm saying. Like, Jody, she's going to have to try and you're going to have to pick it up. Like, you're going to have to get in there and do what you got to do. It is a game at the end of the day. But yeah, so that's where she's at with that. And then we have a scene with Ayanna and Sophia. And Sophia apparently asked Ayanna to braid her hair. And Ayanna goes ahead and goes and finds a certain style that is natural for her to braid. And that triggers Sophia. So it's a particular braid that she had, I guess, when she came over from Haiti. I think she said she was Haitian. So she came over from Haiti and got a certain style in her hair. And I guess growing up, she was bullied for that. So that triggers her. And Ayanna's completely confused. She's not really understanding where it's coming from. Sophia's kind of having a moment and a little meltdown on her. And Ayanna's like, okay, if you wanted me to braid your hair, at least tell me what style not to do. And it's like, even if you wanted me to braid your hair, why would you think I wouldn't go for that certain style? And if you were triggered by that, then you should have said something. And Ayanna's like, I just didn't want you to go down here looking like a fool, looking a mess in front of all these people. And Sophia loses her mind and is crying and having a whole hissy fit while Ayanna goes to Janelle and tells her the whole situation. It's like, I feel like I was set up. Like, if you know getting braids is going to trigger you, why do you want them in the first place? Which I agree. Like, in between, well, with this two situation with the two, Sophia and Ayanna, whoever I'm siding with is definitely Ayanna, because it's like, if you knew getting braids is going to trigger you, then why would you ask for them? So she's Sophia's sitting in there talking to Jonna and Darrell. Jonna is pretty much there for her, saying that she feels for her and da-da-da. So they have a little moment. But yeah, other than that, that's what that was. So then they all head out to the challenge. And today's challenge is played in two teams. There will be two representatives that they have to choose to represent the team, win or lose. So if they win, they'll get a reward. Well, I don't even know if they'll get a reward, but they'll just basically proceed as the winners and have the perks of being the winner. So they'll choose who goes into elimination and yada yada. And then if you end up losing, you're the two representatives that lose, and you go straight into the elimination. So we get the teams, and the black team is pretty stacked. A lot of my favorites on here. We got Tina, Darrell, Janelle, Nehemiah, Melinda, Tyler, Jasmine, Laterrian, Katie, Derrick, and Brad. On paper, you got Tina, you got Darrell, you got Janelle, you got Nehemiah, you got Tyler, you got Derrick and Brad as like the true beasts of the team. And then you got Melinda, you got Laterrian, you got Katie, Jasmine. Pretty good team. And then on the green team, you got Ayanna, Beast, Ryan, Cohutta, Sophia, Steve, Kendal, Beast, Teck, Jody, Beast, MJ, Beast, Casey, and John A, Beast. So I mean, I would say definitely black team is definitely the stronger team in terms of brawn. But like MJ said, the green team, they got some brains over there with John A and MJ and Jody and Kendal and Ayanna. Ayanna's got the brawn. So it's going to be exciting to see how this turns out. So the competition is called Around the Block. Basically, there's a pyramid with puzzles. There's one at the top, one at the bottom. And two at a time, each one of the two players will run out to gather the pieces. And once they get all the pieces back, they can then solve the bottom puzzle. Once the bottom puzzle is solved, they then have to go run to this cenote, which is basically like a river, to gather the other pieces for the top part of the puzzle. They run down, gather those pieces, come back, finish that. So the first team to finish and pull the lever will win. And as I stated, the losing representatives will go straight into the elimination. So let's see what the hell is about to happen. All right. So we are back. Ayanna basically takes charge of her team. I was like, hey, what y'all need to do throughout this entire thing is just listen and trust each other. I don't want nobody bickering nobody. Somebody does something that you don't like, cut it off. Like, stay focused, do what you need to do. She ain't playing around. MJ calls it a power trip. I don't think it's a power trip. It's just her taking charge, her setting a precedent for her team. And it's smart. That's what I would do. And Tina says, basically takes charge of her team, is basically saying, like, once everyone goes and gets their pieces back, girls step back and let the guys go get the big pieces, and basically letting the girls save their energy, because whoever's stronger at the puzzle will need that energy to focus, which is smart as well. Like, smart. And Darrell's noticing that he's got a bunch of loudmouths in the team. So you got Darrell. Well, Darrell ain't that big of a loudmouth, but you got Tina, you got Jasmine, you got annoying ass Derrick. Yeah, he ain't lying about that. But Ayanna's safe, so she's watching how the others are interacting with each other. And basically she's saying, like, if she can't gel with the people that she sees not really focusing and not really getting along, they're going to be her targets, and they're going to have to get the fuck up out of there, which is smart. Like, I'm loving the way Ayanna's playing this game. But Tina, like I said, she wants people who are better at the puzzles to kind of preserve their energy, let the beast go get the pieces. And then we got Steve. Steve is talking about how he's got the least amount of relationships in the game, so he doesn't want anybody to look at him as a threat. But he kind of wants to play under the radar and just kind of skate on by and not really be touched or not even be thought about, which is smart for him too. But like I said, Tina takes charge of her team completely and keeps everybody in line. Jasmine is like, is Tina who I used to be? Like, this bitch is crazy. Like, this was me. I would have slapped the shit out of myself. I'm like, yeah, Jasmine, that was you back in the day. But Jasmine's funny though. She's always been funny to me. So the black team gets their pieces first for the first puzzle. So they go ahead and finish that, and they move on to the second puzzle. So they start going and getting those pieces. Katie's talking about how the puzzle is definitely that much more difficult. They're struggling to get it together. The other team, green team, starts to get on their heels and starts to figure it out as well. But all in all, the black team wins the challenge, which means Darrell and Tina have the power. And that means Ryan is going into the arena. I don't know if I said who the team captains were, but it was Darrell and Tina who took charge for the black team, and it was Ayanna and Ryan for the green team. Now, here's the thing. Ayanna has the life shield, so she's not going into elimination. She's safe for the week. Ryan does not. So Ryan is going in. And with that, Ayanna has that life shield, so she's safe. So now they have to choose a woman to replace her and go into elimination. So here's the part that makes me laugh. It's like the team gets mad at Ayanna for kind of taking charge, being this spearhead, for lack of a better word. And she does that with this too. She says, okay, well, I'm just going to choose since I have the lifesaver. Nobody rebukes what she's saying. Like, if anything, if y'all didn't want her to have the power, y'all could have easily just said, no, we'll just do a vote. And y'all could outrule her one vote. Like, basically depending on who you wanted to go in. But no, they didn't say anything. She was like, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do. Sophia, get your ass in elimination. And I was like, damn, okay. Because they were friends. But Ayanna brought up some very strong points. She's like, Sophia ain't happy about it. She ain't happy with me. I already know she mad at me, so get mad at her. Like, I don't care at this point. Like, you already pissed off. I'm going to make you even more mad. Get down there and either win the elimination or go home, which I don't disagree with. And Sophia, she's playing kind of like the little, I don't want to call it the victim card, but she's definitely giving off a victim vibe. And I'm siding with Ayanna. Like, it's a game. Yeah, y'all friends and everything, but like, you, in a way, I don't disagree with Ayanna. I feel like I agree with her saying like she felt like she was set up. It's kind of like, you tried to throw that in my face. You asked for me to braid your hair. Then I tried to do it. And then you try to act like I'm doing something that's triggering you. And it's like, I didn't know that was a trigger for you. Why didn't you tell me that? But now she's mad. A lot of the girls don't like Ayanna anymore. And a lot of the guys aren't starting to like her either. So it's just like, kind of like, starting to build up Ayanna probably having to fight to keep her place in this game, but that is what it is. So Darrell and Tina, like I said, they are the ones with the power, so they have to go back and nominate 4 players. Jody isn't confident that she's going to be safe, considering the fact that Tina has power, and her and Tina have not had the greatest history. They haven't got along or seen eye to eye. So she's thinking she's likely to go into that nomination. And Nehemiah is contemplating on whether or not he should use his life shield to save somebody. And he's like, I don't know if I should do it to make waves. I don't know if I'm going to do it and make waves, if it's worth me doing that and making waves, or if he should use it or not. But he's waiting to see. So let's see what's about to happen. So we get them coming back from the challenge, and Sophia's upset. She's saying Ayanna preached about lifting women and but she said, quote, lifting her up to pull her down, which is fucked up. She feels like she's being backstabbed. I can see why she feels that way, but it's like, I don't empathize about it, because I'm like, Ayanna had a reason to. Like, you done been showing her that you ain't really fucking with her like that. So it's just like, over some braids, like, this is really what it's coming down to. But, and Sophia's got, okay, we'll get to that later. But MJ was basically in the room with Darrell, because Darrell has the power. He's asking Darrell, like, is he going to ask Ryan who he wants to take down? And Darrell's basically saying, like, he don't feel like nominating anybody, and he doesn't want to nominate anybody in that room. And in that room is MJ, Cohutta, and Jonna. Darrell said he wants to nominate Steve. So he tells Jonna that if your name comes up, don't really get too worried, because I feel like you'll have the numbers to not go in. Jonna looks at him like, nigga, you have power. Don't let my name come into that circle of 4 people. But Jonna's like, nah, I don't want that at all. But he's basically reassuring them that they don't need to worry, because he's going to make sure that no one from their room goes in. MJ's worried about Tina, though, because it's Darrell voting against Tina, so it could go either way. You know, Tina's got a mouth on her, and Tina's not one that's going to easily cower from her opinions. So that's where MJ's worried about it. So they get into the deliberation. That's Darrell and Tina. And Tina is being Tina, taking charge. She wants all the winning teams safe since they contributed to the win. Darrell agrees with that. Tina then says we should shuffle some names, and you get up here and you choose. And then Darrell said, nah, that's not what's going to go down. I say you pick a girl and I pick a guy, and I pick a girl and you pick a guy. Tina said she don't want Steve to go in. Darrell's like, really? Like, nah, fuck, because this is who I wanted to go in. And Tina is strong arming Darrell. And Darrell, that's the thing with Darrell. Darrell, he'll get down when he needs to get down, but he's not really trying to completely rebut what she's trying to do. So then they go back and forth trying to figure out what's going on. So then eventually they come down to Jody, Teck, Jonna, and MJ. And that's what the that's what is currently going on at that moment in time. Now, before they call everyone back, Nehemiah, since he has a lifesaver or the life shield, he can come on in and save somebody if he wants to. So he decides to save Teck. Jody, and it is funny too, because they have a little flashback scene of Jody and Tina, because you know they've been kind of building up their little battle. They had the little throwback scene of the Inferno. Tina's little iconic moment, the shicey ass move, the punk ass move, and y'all some little bitches for that move. That is one of my favorite lines in the history of the challenge, and I'm glad I got to see it again. But yeah, they have beef because Tina was on the badasses, and Jody was on the good guys team way back when. If you hadn't seen that season, go back and watch it. It's really good. I think it's on Paramount Plus. I want to say it is. Sometimes it was on YouTube at one point, but I don't know if it's still there. But look for it, and if you do find it, watch it. It's very good. But like I said, Nehemiah saves Teck since he sent him home last season. So it comes down to them basically flipping a coin for who to save with Cohutta and Steve. Tina comes up there, she starts spinning around and acting stupid and just doing Tina shit. And Darrell's like, come on, just pick. So it comes down to Jody, MJ, Cohutta, and Jonna as the 4 selected. So that is the 3 people that Darrell told that he would not put them in. So MJ immediately is not happy about it. He's like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you literally just told us not to worry because you weren't going to put none of us in the room in, and here we are. So we get to the deliberation, and Ryan's basically saying he wants to go against Cohutta because he's small. He don't want to go against MJ. Because the last time he went against MJ, which was duel 2, he got his ass beat. So he don't want that again. Jody says she's not surprised because of her relationship with Tina. And MJ then starts talking about he don't want to go against Ryan because the last time he went against Ryan, he was pissed off and he kind of went overboard and fucked Ryan up in that duel 2 elimination. I remember that. Another good season if you want to watch that. Yeah, and then Jody saying she will remember who votes for her. So basically telling them, like, you know I'm likely to come back, regardless of who I go down in here with. But whoever votes for me, make sure you know that you got a target on your head now. Sophia then starts talking and saying like she's worked hard for her team. She feels like she shouldn't have to go in, but since she is likely to go in, she'd rather go against Jody because she feels like that would be a more respectable elimination. If she wins or loses, she will be honored to lose against Jody. And Jonna's sitting there like, all good to me. Like, let's go ahead and vote it on out. Like, because Jonna is on the chopping block against Jody to go in. And it's like Sophia's basically saying, like, I want Jody. Jonna's like, I ain't gonna sit here argue with that. Go ahead and take her ass. Like, you're likely gonna lose, but take her. Because that keeps me out of it. So then they go around and they vote. And it's pretty almost unanimous, apart from Derrick's whack ass who voted for MJ and Jonna. And I believe it was Tyler who switched up and voted for Jonna and Cohutta. But it almost unanimously came down to Cohutta and Jody. So those 2 are going into the elimination. My predictions before we watch the elimination, I think we're probably going to have Cohutta and Jody winning and Sophia and Ryan going home. But let's watch. Back at the eliminations. Pretty quick and simple elimination, so it's not going to be too much to really talk about. But they're playing Fireball, and it's basically like a game of tic-tac-toe. They got these 2, well, not 2. They have like 6 fireballs each. And what they got to do is basically just play tic-tac-toe, and they're running down to this large size tic-tac-toe board and sticking the balls in the places to kind of win the game. So whoever gets it done twice and wins twice wins the thing. So the men go first. Cohutta comes out, pretty much houses him the first round. Second round, Ryan could have possibly blocked him, but he had a mental block himself and ends up putting the ball in the wrong spot, which didn't block Cohutta's his 3 lines. So like he basically just got that one easy. Cohutta wins. Like I knew would happen. Then we got Jody and Sofia. Sofia starts darting out first, and Sofia's kind of making wave. Like the first round is looking like, okay, maybe Sofia could do something. But like Ryan, she got a mental block as well. Jody came back, sped up on her ass, and got that first win. Came back. Same situation that happened with Ryan happened to Sofia. She had a moment where she could have blocked Jody from scoring and didn't do it. She ends up putting it in the wrong spot. Jody wins. So it was pretty cut and dry. It was pretty simple. It was very much a pretty simple elimination. Wasn't too special. Nothing to write home about. But yeah, I mean, that was it. That truly was it. I'm not surprised by the elimination results. That's what it is. Next week, we got another episode. Hopefully, it's a little bit more action-packed. This one wasn't as action-packed, but it still was entertaining. But yeah, I'll be back next week. Like this up, comment, share, subscribe if you haven't already. But I'll see y'all next week. And have a happy Thanksgiving. Like I said, enjoy your families. Come back and watch this video. I know you probably ain't gonna watch it today, but come back and watch it later on this week. And I'll see y'all next week. Stay safe.